What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. I appreciate all the support, man. Thank you. I'm very humbled for it. So, are you guys ready for a new super? Let me introduce to you Super Biker, right? Super Biker, man. It was probably one of the first times that I ever came in close proximity to a biker. Got to hear his war stories, got to hear how they got down, and I was a little confused, right? I'm just going to be real, right? Because it wasn't the lifestyle that I was living, but he lived that lifestyle tremendously, without a shower, right there on my couch, and I had no say-so about it. Or maybe I did, but this motherfucker was damn near 7 feet tall, and I wasn't saying shit, right? Let's just be real. So anyways, back in the days, man, my first baby mama. Talking about baby mama drama, you guys don't even know, right? To this day, I haven't talked to her in 17 years. I don't know where the fuck she's at or whose house she's burning down now, but she definitely was with the business, right? And when we met, she was much older than me. I lied to her. You know, I told her I was 21. I was nothing but 19 or 18 years old, to be honest with you. Fresh out of YA, long Mongolian, northern business. Thought I was a gangster, right? Was a gangster at that point. And our lives didn't really mix. She was a party girl. I was a northerner. She wanted to party with southerners. I didn't like it, right? That's just how that went, right? Anyways, my drama is my drama, and it stopped 17 years ago. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Like Chorla Wan would say, for the Lord, right? But I'm going to be honest with you guys. One day I came home. I was working at big old Jack in the Box making tacos. I ain't going to lie. Them Philly cheesesteaks at fucking Jack in the Box, they hit different. Those that remember, hit a 1 if you remember the Philly cheesesteak. Get interactive with me, right? So, hey, every night, my lady, she worked at Taco Bell. I worked at Jack in the Box. We had the whole fast food market sold up. So, hey, for about 8 months, we'd eat nothing but Taco Bell or Jack in the Box every night. And it was Jack in the Box night, my night. So, I'm cooking and shit, and I call her like, hey, what do you want? Because I was allowed to take whatever I wanted home, right? And she was like, she ordered more than she usually orders. And I was like, damn, pig. Like, what? You're acting like Sheila now. What are you eating, right? And she was like, no, it's because we have a guest. Okay, she had never, ever, ever in my life brought a guest home. The fuck you mean we have a guest, right? But I didn't say that, but in my mind I was thinking that, right? So I was like, all right, well, what do they want? She was like, what do you want? And I heard a big, deep voice say, I'll take one of them bacon cheeseburgers. I was like, what? She's over there with the Africano talking about a bacon cheeseburger? I need to get home immediately after I flip these patties because I'm still on shift, right? So I'm cooking mad than a motherfucker. My lady just called me, or I called her, and another dude was there at the house. I'm aggressive, right, at this point. So I'm walking all fast home. Didn't have a car, man. I'm going to keep it real. You know, this is an OG store. I'm walking like a motherfucker, right? I got a bag full of Jack in the Box. Broke. Homeboys are passing me like, Norte. I'm like, fuck you, right? I'm walking all disgruntled, active as fuck. But walking. Where were the homeboys at when I needed them with a fucking ride, huh? Let's ask those questions, super gangsters. Anyways, as I bend the corner to my apartment complex, right? And I step over the rats, the roaches, and the shiesty approaches, and I give the bums 50 cents because that's all I have in my pocket. I walk up these stairs and I hear a gruff voice, right? And now it's not an Africana voice. Now it's more like a, yeah, so fuck when I just got out and I was over there fucking in Folsom just beating the shit out of people in the yard. I was like, oh no. Folsom, beating the shit out of people in the yard. I started to walk back down the steps like, fuck this. But I couldn't go nowhere. This is my home, right? I'll be goddamn if I let someone fucking stretch my shoes out like the homeboy Charlie Boy did me, right? So I walk up and I knock on my door. Got the key, but I want to be extra respectful, right? So I knock on the door. Big old 6'8" fucking scroungy haired, looked like fucking great Scots. Answers my door. This motherfucker looked like Dr. Emmett Brown, right? Get in here, Marty, right? And I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker damn near ripped me in his house. He was like, you got my cheeseburger? I was like, you got my shirt on. Like, what's going on here, right? And so my baby's mom comes around the corner. She's doing her makeup, right? And I'm looking at her pussy, making sure her fallopian tubes ain't hanging out because this motherfucker, I'm sure, could do damage. Even more than me, which is fucking extraordinary. So she's like, hey, I want you to meet JD. I couldn't lie to you, man. I die before I lie with you, right? And his name was JD, and he was a biker. And so I'm like, okay, and you know, this motherfucker, and I didn't notice the beat up ass Honda Rebel that was parked right under the fucking steps. Not even a parking spot, under the steps of the fucking apartment, right? Smelling like gasoline and transmission fluid. So, do bikes even have transmissions? I don't know. But as I get in there, he's like, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? Sounds kind of like Roach, but a little bit different. More macho manish, right? So I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, you got my burger? I was like, yeah, you got my old lady comfortable or what's going on here? So she comes doing her makeup. She tells me, oh, this is JD. This is my mom's ex. He's like a stepdad to me. He raised me. He just got out of Folsom and he needs a place to stay. So we're going to let him stay here. I said, can I get at you? Can I get at you? Right? So I pull her to the side. I'm like, there ain't no way I'm going to let a 7-foot fucking 5-man stay on my couch. My couch is only, it's not meant for that many people, right? It's small. She was like, no, it's okay. He's like my stepdad. Believe me, it's nothing like that. So I sit down, and this motherfucker's eating my Philly cheesesteak that I brought home. He already smashed the burger. From that time for me to tell her, I don't know, he's already fucking, I do, right? French fries, everything. He thinks I brought that whole bag home for him, so it looks like I'm just going to be eating fucking top ramen. You know, hey, it's hard to feel like a winner when you eat spreads for dinner, right? But that's what I'm on. So I'm kicking back there, and he was like, yeah, you like what you see my bike? I was like, he hasn't even really introduced himself. Just like, I'm staying here, bitch, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's your bike? I didn't even see it, didn't notice it, right? Smelt it before I synced it. And I was like, yeah, so that's what smells like exhaust. He's like, yeah, brother, yeah, I just got that, bought that. Yeah, I've only been out like 3 days and I bought a bike. I needed a bike immediately, right? I'm like, yeah. Now he's from a different state, but found himself in California dating my baby's mom's mom. You know, I don't know who the fuck would date her. She has no teeth. I think I've told you guys the story. Why? Anyways, right? So he's sitting there on my couch eating all my food and wearing a t-shirt of mine, stretched to the max. This motherfucker was swole, right? He was like, oh, I didn't properly introduce myself. My name is Big JD. You want a tattoo? I was like, I do. But first I want to make sure I'm safe in my own home, right? So come to find out that this was, at the time, her mom was a hoe, right? And she was out there selling the Roach, right? She was out there selling it, slanging it like a new jack. And she met this dude. He was a connect. He sold big dope. And somewhere along the line, she liked him more than she liked fucking the old men that she was charging $100. So she ended up staying with him for a while. And he was in and out of incarceration. He had moved from out of state. He was a biker. He was an outlaw biker, right? And he had moved to California, and he was living in Madera at the time. And that's where all the good dope was, right? And that's where my baby's mom's mom met him. So he was in and out of prison, in and out of my baby mama's life, right? So she looked at him as a stepdad, which was unfortunate because now I had to deal with her dad who didn't like me because I was too brown, right? And then, because she's half white, half Mexican. And then, now I have to deal with another biker. I'm like, man, how many white people are you going to bring in the mix? These guys don't like Mexicans, right? So he's like, no, I ain't got no problem with Mexicans, brother. Yeah, so, damn, that was good. Got more? I mean, I could walk to the store if you're hungry, or you can get on your fucking Honda Rebel and rebel up out of here forever, right? So he's sitting down, and he was like, yeah, you want a tattoo? I was like, oh, you do tattoos? He said, yeah, I just got out. I brought my tattoo equipment. This motherfucker broke out a case, right? A straight tattoo gun I haven't seen since I did time. That motherfucker was all, hey, he had a little eraser on it. It was going, right? It was going, right, as it was. And so I'm sitting there with him like, yeah, he was like, come on, we'll do it right now. I'm like, he was like, I got to give you something to stay here. And I was looking at my baby's mom like, I thought he was going to pay, like, food stamps, something. Can we get something? No, this motherfucker wanted to give me a tattoo. So in true convict fashion, I settled for a tattoo. And he tattooed an XIV right here, which subsequently now my whole chest plate's covered, right? So you can't really notice it. But as this fool is digging into my chest, and I'm talking about, I met him, he ate all my Jack in the Box. 20 minutes later, I'm laying on my couch, ink splattering everywhere. I'm fucking shocked, right? And this guy's doing a tattoo, no gloves on, talking about, yeah, I think I got that shit, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll go to the doctor's on Monday. It is like Wednesday. Monday's a long time from now. Take your ass tomorrow, please. Portafas, right? Get out of my house. Kill him, right? And so this fool's doing tattoos on me, right? So he digging into my chest. I'm too scared to scream because he has fucking like one neck on my throat as he's tattooing me. And every time like my baby's mom would be like, I think I'm going out with my sister now. I'd be like, he'd squeeze a little harder. I'd be like, all right, that's fine, right? So she was on her own shit. So we're just doing our thing and she leaves. And so now it's me and a big old fucking white man. And this guy looked crazy. He was helter-skeltered out the game, right? All tatted back, outlaw, biker, just real. And I was like, yeah, hey, bro, I never been on a motorcycle before. Up until that point, I had been on like dirt bikes and shit when I was young, when I was real young, like right before I went to YA. But I had never been like on a Harley or a fucking Honda or whatever the fuck it was, right? So he's like, come on, bro, jump in the back. I'll take you. I was like, man, I don't know about riding around the west side fucking on the back, holding on to a big white man. That right there might fuck my respect game up, right? He's like, bro, I don't give a fuck what they say. I'll whip their ass. I'm in the back, holding on like in Vogue, right? Whoa. Bike wasn't that fast because it kept going. But we got there, right? Where we got, one never knows does one, right? It wasn't no Diddy party, I'm going to tell you. So I'm telling him, he's like, hey, bro, you know where to get some good heroin? I'm like, what? I said, do you know where to get some good black? Come on, brother. Right? And I was like, I mean, we can go trip out on my homeboy Roach. Right? He was like, Roach, I might know him from prison. I said, you might. He's a white man. Oh, well, then that's my fucking cup of tea. Let's go, brother. Right? So we pull up on Roach. And Roach happens to be in his window, tweaked out the game. He's looking out the fucking window. The window that's always wide open, but with drapes, right? And we pull up, and he hears motorcycles, and it does two things to Roach. It gets him fucking all happy, and it gets him fucking crazy, because at this point in time, bikers had just beat him up. I told you guys the story, right? So as we pull up, I jump off the bike like, Roach! I'm trying to show off like I'm all cool because I'm on a motorcycle. Roach, what's happening? I even got my little white voice on. What's happening, Roach? What's good, brother? Right? Roach jumps off like, who the fuck are you guys? Hey, it's the Mexican. What's up, brother? Give me a hug, but from a distance, like this. Just air hug it. Air hug it. Hey, what's up, white man? It's mighty woodish of you. What's up? He's like, hey, what's up, brother? Right? Now, they sit there and these guys become, did we just become best friends? Fuck yeah, we did, brother. Right? So over a cup of cold coffee and meth, they decide to be best friends. So the dude's like, hey, yeah, this is, I like clear. Clear is good, but can you get some black? And so Roach is like, yeah, I just got to call a homeboy from Sacramento. It's going to take about. So it's like hearing them talk to each other is like, it's like hearing Joey Stacks like, no, hey, homie, can you give me heroin, homie? Right? It's like that. So they're having their conversation. So we sit there, and Roach is a gangster. Roach tells me, so what's up, brother? You know, what club you ride with? He says, I'm an outlaw, brother. Roach says, brother, I don't fuck with outlaws. He says, oh, you don't? Roach says, I do now. Nice to meet you again. Shakes his hand all over again, right? Like he meets a fucking hero or something, a god. And JD is fucking over there working on his bike. It's leaking oil, right? So our ride home is like, it's leaking away as we speak. So I'm kicking it there, listening to Superbiker. So Roach is like, yeah, it's going to take a couple hours, brother, but my friend Dwarfwood, he'll have one of his ladies drive him here, and he got a little something for you. It's a care package, brother. So who'd you run with in the pen? He said, I ran Wood, brother. I'm like, why? I try to get away from these fuckers, and I always get drawn back in, right? So I'm kicking back northern business, right? Mongolian flowing. And Roach is like, hey, yo, brother, look at, And now at this time, you got to understand, me and my lady had just got together. We got a kid, all this shit, right? My daughter is with her grandmother at the time, her great-grandmother, because we wouldn't leave her with Toothless. Not at all, not whatsoever. That's a different story for a different time. So anyways, I'm kicking back with JD. And JD's like, brother, this is taking a long time. Like, I'm up, but I want to be down, if you know what I mean, right? He's like, no, brother, I get it. Roach is like, you guys want something to eat? Mom, there's a white man out here hungry. He's like, we just had Jack in the Box. I don't care, brother. Make him a fucking Salisbury steak sandwich, Mom. She's like, I don't like Mexico. Oh, damn. Damn, if his dick is as big as his bike, I'll make him whatever he wants, right? So she goes back in, and she starts, I can smell Salisbury steak juice cooking mixed with meth smoke. It's an odd smell. If you've never smelled it, you don't want to, right? It smells worse than changa. Anyway, so I'm kicking back, and Dwarfwood pulls up. Dwarfwood's like, hey, that's a big fucking wood, brother, right? This dude damn near picks Dwarfwood up and shakes his hand. It's crazy. Dwarfwood's little feet are kicking. Put me down, Wood, right? So I'm like, how do I end up like this in my life? God, take these half-white women away from me, right? Because this is the type of shit that you put me involved in. And so I'm kicking back. So what happens is JD gets his issue and starts tripping crazy. He gets paranoid, right? It's like the reverse to him. He's like, hey, brother, let me talk to you. So I'm like, he's like, you're family, you're my son. I'm like, your son? He's like, you're going to be, right? Because I'm going to get back with Terry, which is my baby's mom's mom, right? And everything's just going to be fine. We're going to get married, and you're going to walk me down that aisle. I was like, that's not the way it works, but in the wood way, I guess it does, right? So anyways, he's like, I don't trust that little fucking midget, brother. I'm like, hey, this is just a small guy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kick him in his fucking head if he keeps coming around looking at me. And the way he's eating that Salisbury steak, wasn't that supposed to be mine? I said, yeah, but Roach's mom, she really likes him and shit. He's like, brother, my dick is bigger than his whole spine, brother. I'm just being real. I'm like, okay, that's too much information, but at the same time, you're wood. I'm gonna respect it. So anyways, we're kicking back, right? And him and Dwarfwood end up being real cool because he stood at my house for about 2-3 months. Couldn't get rid of him, right? Finally had to pull a flim-flam move and like pay him to leave. He was extorting me for my couch. My inked up, fucked up, biker smelling couch now. So we're kicking back with Roach. Roach is like, hey, brother, we're going to have a party tomorrow. Gang of skins, gang of heads, gang of people coming over. You should come over, right? He's like, I don't know about all that, brother. I just met you guys. And I'm like, but can you guys like talk different? Because you guys have the same fucking dialect. Well, we're white, brother. I was like, okay, but I'm not. So I don't understand like Norwegian or Sweden. And I don't fucking talk Viking. So can you guys talk where I can understand? Because I'm getting paranoid around here. All the mess smoke got me tripping, right? So we're kicking back. So we go back to the pad. My chick's still not there. She's probably with an Africano getting that much, right? Ask fucking Adam 16's old lady Lena. She'll tell you all about that. She knows what it feels like. So as we're kicking back, she finally gets home, and me and JD were cool, and we're eating sopas, and I was like, hey, weren't you supposed to work today? She said, I did go to work early. I left Taco Bell in the refrigerator for you. What? He's like, brother, Taco Bell? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys eat Taco Bell? I was like, I know, it's crazy. I thought you were a real Mexican. I said, I am. He's like, some tacos do some, dude, they sound good right now, brother, right? So he's smashing all of the bag of tacos, and I'm kicking back there eating my sopa, all fucking disgruntled, like a disgruntled employee, like that YouTuber that's all disgruntled. And everything's good, right? Next day, we pull up to Roach's pad. Super biker comes out, right? So as we're there, there's a gang of woods there, and they start asking him, hey, so where were you, brother? Like, what yards were you on? He's like, brother, I just pulled out of old fucking Folsom. They're like, all right, that's cool. I was in old Folsom with Billy Jack and fucking Schnacky and Razorwood. And he was like, yeah, Billy Jack was there, brother. And he's over there eating a fucking leftover fucking Philly cheesesteak, or leftover Salisbury steak sandwich, right? And they're barbecuing, and it's all cool. Coors Lights are flowing, right? Heinekens are going, and fucking IPAs are growing, right? And everyone's just chilling. And one of the guys is like, hey, I know you. And JD's like, yeah, where you fucking know me from, brother? He's like, you were in Quinton, huh? And he was like, yeah, I was in Quinton back in the early 80s, right? And he was like, I think I was there with you. And he's another OG, has fucking handlebars, scraggly ass, has roaches hanging off the fuck. They're like hanging off for dear life. They're like swinging like they're fucking at a circus, right? I swear I seen a roach or two. Or maybe a bed bug. I don't know, but there was to some degree of vermin in his fucking stash, right? And he's over there combing it, and the fucking roaches are just crawling up his hand and going back in there. It's crazy, right? And he's like, yeah, you're an outlaw, right? And he was like, brother, you know more about me than I know about myself. Do you got my 120G up your asshole, right? And he was like, nah. Hey, I remember when you got there and you went against the grain, you tried to biker it in the woods. We had to get off on you, and we removed you on the yard. Mistake to say to a 7-foot white man, right? He's like, what the fuck you mean removed off the yard, brother? Let me put this sandwich down this Coors Light. Wait, one more drink, brother. Respect it, right? He smashes the can. I'm already backing up because, hey, I got to back up my father-in-law. Yes, at this point, he's my father-in-law. What can I do? Hey, what about my fucking real father-in-law? My chick's dad came to the house, seen him, did an about face and left. I ain't never seen him since. That motherfucker's still on the run for me. Or JD, right? He knew what time it was. JD was like, ain't that little fucker, ain't that your dad? Yeah. Hey, get out of here, right? He left. So anyways, this dude's like, yeah, I fucking remember you, man. Yeah, you got removed on the yard. Get over here, right? He's choking this dude. A whole bunch of fucking whites are trying to pull him off. He's trying to fucking hit him. They got his arm. He was like, brother, I'm a fucking biker before I'm anything. You gonna disrespect an outlaw? I'm like, don't do it. Meanwhile, I'm itching because my fucking shit is already all fucking fucked up right here. My tattoo. It's supposed to be peeling by like day 3, but it's not. It's turning red and green all at the same time. Yeah. So I'm going through my own issues. I'm over here feeling like I'm fucking getting bit by the fucking bed bugs and dude's beard, right? And this dude's choking him out. And Roach says, what the fuck is going on here, brother? My house ain't a place for white men to fight. It's a place that we get together and we talk about going and beating up black men. We don't really do it, but we talk about it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Get your fucking damn stinky hands off of me. When I say stinky in a respectful way, but they do smell like fucking oil. Let's just be real. Take a shower, brother. I'm like, Roach, if you don't stop it, you haven't showered for a tremendous amount of time. That I guarantee, right? So they pulled JD off, and the other dude was like, no, bro, I was going to say you were cool, that it was just a mistake on our part. JD was like, well, me fucking choking you out, that was not a mistake on my part, brother. Any of you motherfuckers want some, you can get some. So they're looking like they want some. Dwarfwood's bombing around like, hey, I got your back, I got your back. And the fucking homeboy's mom, Roach's mom, was like, come here, Dwarf. He's like, hey, I gotta go eat pussy, right? So he's gone. So we're all kicking it, and JD ended up getting along with them. I'm going to give you guys a part 2 of what happened when I told JD to get the fuck off my couch and go get a job, go tattoo someone, stop eating the pork and beans fresh out of the can, cold, right? There was a lot of different things that happened at the house. And meanwhile, my baby's mom the whole time, she's using this as the advantage to go out, like to go kick it. You know, hey, I'll leave you here with JD. Like, bitch, are you kidding me? But I can't really say that out loud. I can only do it like in hieroglyphics in my head. Because if I tell her something, I got a fucking 7-foot white man sitting there on the couch like, it's my daughter. Hey, move over. I'm trying to watch Ren and Stimpy, right? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, right? My house got took over by Super Biker. Him and Roach became tremendous friends. Him and Dwarfwood even more so. It was questionable what happened with Dwarfwood that night. We're going to get to it in part 2, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the support. This is Sunday, the fun day, last day Back to business as usual comes Monday. Let's get Latin active. You know what it is. Shout out to everyone, man. If you guys like this, hit that like and subscribe. We'll get into more super bikers. I got Super Norteño later. Stay on deck and stay on point. The gun.